The 22nd of December, the antiphon begins, O Rex Gentium. O Rex Gentium et desideratus earum, lapisque angularis qui facis utraque unum, veni et salva hominem, quem de limo formasti. O King, whom all the peoples desire, you are the one and the cornerstone which makes all one. O come and save man, whom you made from clay. This is the 6th antiphon, and it contains words from the prophet Jeremiah and Haggai, Isaiah, St. Paul's letter to the Ephesians, and even the book of Genesis. O Rex Gentium, King of the nations, King of the heathens, King of the peoples. He is sovereign over all the peoples, not just the God of the Jews. He's not, like people thought once of old, like a local God, a God which is specific to their tribe, their race, their nation. Like St. Paul echoes in his epistle to the Romans, is God the God of the Jews only? Is he not the God of the Gentiles too? St. Paul the Apostle is telling them, he's telling us, that all men are the creatures of the Lord God Almighty and destined to eternal happiness. It was not necessary to be circumcised or Jewish in order to be made partakers of the justice of God. When we think of the ancestors of Christ, according to his human nature, and we think of King David, we need to remember that his great-grandmother was Ruth the Moabite. Moabites were the traditional enemies of the Jews. They were the enemy of the Promised Land and tried to hinder their accession to it. From Moab, Ruth came with Naomi to Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus, and there she gleaned the fields of wheat. Bethlehem means the house of bread. The Lord is born in a manger, which of course is a place for animals to feed. We are fed by God with himself from the manger of the church. Ruth should have been an enemy of God's chosen people, but she chooses to worship God in humility, with her chastity, her patience and charity shown to her widowed mother-in-law. The Moabites are descended from Moab, who was born from the nuptial between Lot and his eldest daughter. Indeed, the word Moab means of the father, or from dad. It's a type of insult. Those people were Gentiles, no longer of the promised race. So Jesus Christ at Bethlehem extends to all peoples, looks not to their ancestors, but to their hearts, to their faith. And therefore, he asks you this Christmas to take him as your King. King of the nations begins with you, King in your heart to reign.